Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Mindset Monday. I'm Susan Johnson on Agent Power Huddle and Susan Johnson and Associates. I'm excited to be here with you guys again. And I think my voice is getting better. My goodness, I think you've been listening last month. We strained a vocal cord, so I'm still a little bit shaky on the voice, but it's coming back. And I'm happy to be here with you. Hey, if you could turn your cameras on, I just love to see your smiling faces here. And it really, thank you. Hey, good morning. I know people are on the road or working and that kind of thing, listening to Agent Power Huddle. And I really want to highly encourage you before we dive into our topic this morning to listen to all the episodes. If you can get on the calls, that's even better every day, Monday through Friday. But if you can't, even like myself, I can't get on the calls, but I got to tell you, I listen back to them on the podcast all the time. It's just a wealth of information that we can all apply to our businesses and our lives. And today we're going to talk about the 10 powerful lessons that will elevate your life. And I just get so passionate and excited about this topic because you know what? We can implement it now, right now. And if you haven't been implementing that at all, just really take some copious notes or if you're driving, can't take copious notes, so listen in. All right. So, life can be really fun and exciting, right? It can be fun and exciting, fulfilling, all those wonderful things. And also sometimes it can be complicated and tough, right? We all have some doubts and fears that will creep in now and again. And that's the time that our decisions will really impact us. And what I really want to encourage you to take is to take some more risks in your life, personally and professionally. And the reason I'm jumping into this topic is I have conversations throughout the week with other agents and just other people. And it always sparks me to come up with my topic for Monday morning Agent Power Huddle, because I feel like, you know what? If I'm going through it, you're probably going through it, and so are other people. And so I hope this is going to be really impactful for you today. These are 10 life lessons that will absolutely elevate you when you really learn to embrace them. So here's the lesson number one. Lesson number one is you can either be safe or successful. Think about that. I want you to think about pattern interrupting your life. Pattern interrupting. It's something that Tony Robbins teaches. And if you follow Tony Robbins at all, or if you don't, you're going to learn about what a pattern interrupt can do for your life. Very frequently, what we do is we get into these rhythms that we do kind of the same thing day in and day out. And although repetition breeds success, so does interruption and taking risks. And that's what I'm getting at today. You can play it safe, or you can take some more risks in your life, personally or professionally, that are going to elevate you to another level. Let me use a quick example on this. And you may have heard me speak on other Agent Power Huddles. It's okay. I'm going to say it again. And that is one of the things that really stands out for me in my life over the years that elevated my success personally and professionally was when I did a skydive. Now, I'm not going to tell you all have to go jump out of an airplane. All right. But take the analogy, and it could be anything. In Tony Robbins, they do the fire walk. It just so happens that I missed that fire walk, so I replaced it with a skydive. Now, what did that do? All right. So when you're going up in the airplane, out to the analogy, going up in that airplane, oh my gosh, that's where the fear really was creeping up. Okay. Just like any new things we do in our life, personally or professionally, that fear takes over us, right? But there came to a point where I knew the only way out of that plane when the side of the door opened was to jump, take the leap of faith, right? And that's what I did. I took that leap. So many things happened. First of all, it was absolutely spectacular. It was like I was floating down. It wasn't like I was falling. It was like floating, but it was more relaxing and peaceful. And I felt this calm peace come over me where I took that jump, that leap of faith, if you will. And when I came to the ground and I landed, it elevated me in a way that I felt like, you know what, I trust myself a little bit more. I knew that I did something that was out of my ordinary, and I'm like, you know what, it made me take more risks in my life because I learned how to be a little bit more confident, right? How to trust in myself. And this is what I'm trying to embed with you on this number one life lesson. It can be anything. You don't have to do a skydive, but try and think about something that's going to pattern interrupt you in your life to do something different to elevate you to that next level. Does that make sense? We can either play it safe, guys, or we can take some more risks that's going to push us through and elevate us to a whole nother level. I love that in life lesson number one. Life lesson number two. Okay, this is a little bit heavier, this one. You never know which day is going to be your last. Don't want to be depressing and have a depressing thought. That being said, we truly don't know how much time we have, everybody. You know, years ago, and I've been in business now 25 years and gracefully have done quite a bit in my 25 years in real estate. But I'll tell you, you just don't know. We always think we have 20, 30 more years, or there's always going to be another day to take that risk, to spend time with the people that we love, to try new things in our businesses. And guess what? Time is of the essence. So I want you to take that away from lesson number two. Time is of the essence. Embrace it now. And I'm not just talking about professionally. I'm also talking about personally. Who are the people you want to spend time with? What are you wanting to do? And take these next, your 1 year plan, your 3 year plan, your 5 year plan very seriously, and really put some blinders on and say, hey, what do I want to do? Where do I want to go? And who do I want to spend that time with? That's a very strong life lesson number two is, if you listen to the song, Live Like You Were Dying. Do you know that song? If you know the song, give me a thumbs up, or if you don't know that song, Live Like You Were Dying, get on YouTube and listen to it. Okay. It's got a very strong on that life lesson number two of some of the risks that we were take, some of the things that we were do, and some of the people we want to spend our time with. All right, life lesson number three. Okay, the easy life. The easy life is not necessarily the best life. I mean, honestly, human nature is you have roads and choices, and we often want to take that easier road, don't we? I mean, it's just kind of human nature. And yet we build our character, we build our strength, we build our grit, if you will, we build our confidence when we take those risks and we actually go deeper. Okay. You see this behind me? Look at this iceberg. I'm sure you've got to have seen it at some point. If you're listening on podcast down the line, come back to you can get this on video as well, but you see this iceberg. Okay. And if you're not going to be visually seeing this message today, I'm sure you can visualize the iceberg underneath the water. You see perseverance, uncertainty, hard work, sacrifices, discipline, rejection, judgment, no sleep, failure, fear. All this is underneath the surface of what you see on top of the water, which is the success portion of that iceberg, right? So the easy life is not necessarily the good life. I mean, you can go on to social media, we see it all around us all the time, and you see all these successes. And believe me, I am all about celebrating successes. And yet I'm also all about really understanding, what does it take to get to that level? What does it take to get that success? And when you understand that and know that, hey, celebrate and congratulate all the people you see around you with those successes, just know we're in this together. Just know if you're struggling, or maybe you're not experiencing the success that you want to right today, right now, that if you're doing all the activities and taking the massive action you need to in the business plan you have purposefully laid out, that you are building that foundation. And you know what? Without a doubt, that success is going to show up for you. We are in this together. Remember that. It's not always success immediately for everybody. All right. And the easy way is not always the best way. Sometimes, like I said, you have to dig deep and you have to keep on going and persevere. And that is a whole nother, if you haven't heard my Agent Power Huddle episode on perseverance, that I really want you to listen back to it. Perseverance. Okay. So That's life lesson number 3. We only have 30 minutes, so I'm going to speed it up just a tad. Life lesson number 4 is all about the journey. And, the journey is really important, for the end result. We all know that, but remember the someday analogy? Oh, someday I'm going to spend that time with people that I really care about. Someday, my husband or my wife and I will have more time to do that vacation that we've dreamed about. Someday, I'm going to reach a certain levels of success. Well, folks, I'm here to tell you that life lesson number 4 is about the journey. You know, I can't tell you how many people you reach a certain level of success and you're like, man, I remember back in the day when I first started my business and I was in a one room little office or I had nobody surrounding me. And now I've got all these fabulous people that surrounded me. It's the building and that journey of the success that are the treasures, So remember that about the life lesson number 4. You want to measure your milestones and then you absolutely want to celebrate those achievements along the way. That's really important in life lesson number 4. Lesson number 5 is one of my favorites, actually. And I did some consulting with my husband's company and his team. And, we talked about this. Doesn't matter where you start, but as long as you start. All right. So there's something called that I think I deemed this the on your mark, get set syndrome. Have you ever heard of that? People say, you know what? Oh my gosh. Well, I know I'm going to do my action plan, but I need X to get started. I need Y technology before I start. I got to do this before I start. Right? Yeah. I see his head shaking. Here's the thing. Start. Get away from on your mark, get set. 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 Guys, at some point, you got to go. You got to just go. I coach with Krista Mashel. Perfectly imperfect. Some of the videos I shoot are not perfect. All right. A lot of the videos I shoot are not perfect. Sage and Power Huddle today, not perfect. But you know what? We are perfectly imperfect. And quite frankly, it's better just to go and do it. Right? Just do it, because you know what? The more you do it, what's going to happen? You're going to sharpen up those skills. You're going to sharpen up the video. You're going to get more comfortable and confident in whatever the heck you're doing. But for goodness sake, start. All right. I've got friends of mine. I started farming again. I showed this in the last Agent Power Huddle. Geographic farming is what launched my business 25 years ago. And I started slow. I was one of those agents that, oh my gosh, I probably almost quit 100 times my first year in business. Thank God I didn't. But because the results didn't show up right away. I mean, people around me were like starting after me and getting listings. And I'm like, gosh, maybe I'm not cut out for this. I don't know. That fear creeps in, that doubt. And finally, I'm like, you know what? No, I'm going to keep going, persevere, keep going, take that action. And then the results showed up big time. And same thing again. Then I got into the, internet lead generation and all that, and, worked all the internet leads and stopped that geographic farming. Now I started it up again. Keep going. And I was really bummed, by the way, the other day, top a lot, but here's the thing. I know you guys are going through this with me, I was out in the farm areas and a listing came up and it wasn't my listing. And I was kind of bummed about it. I'm like, dang, you're farming. And you can get really shut down sometimes when you see that and you're working so hard and somebody else gets the listing. Hey, they got it. Maybe people have past relationships, whatever. But then right before Agent Power Huddle this morning, I kid you not, just got a call. I'm talking to them at 9:00 this morning. Hey, I got your flyers on my door. we're selling our house. I'd like to talk to you. So I'm here to encourage you that, you know what? Yes, go, just get started. Perfectly imperfect. If you ever need help, you can message me. I help agents all the time and absolutely love to. All right. So please keep going, get started. If you haven't started something or if you're hesitation on something, let me help push you over the edge, for goodness sake. Okay. Life lesson number 4. Oh, wait a minute. Back to life lesson number 3 on getting started. I do have notes here because, as you can tell, I just love talking to you guys and I can just go on and on and on. Back to life lesson number 5. Here's the quote. You don't have to be great to start. However, you do have to start to be great. Keep that one in mind. All right. Life lesson number 6. Discipline. Discipline is the key to achieving your goals. Bottom line. By the way, that is also another Agent Power Huddle discussion that I do only on discipline. You can go back to the archives and find all these things. And so discipline. Here's the thing. Discipline is a huge part of how far you're going to go in life. It truly is. Most people will have a negative connotation on discipline because that's how we're raised. We're raised in, when we're little, that discipline doesn't feel good. That discipline hurts. We don't like discipline. It's kind of ingrained into us when we were small. So I'm here to snap you out of that, switch that mindset around, because here's what discipline really means. Discipline means freedom. Yeah, hang on to that for a minute. Purposely pausing there. Discipline really means freedom. Discipline means getting results. Discipline means, your financial security you're going after. When you discipline yourself, you understand and you change that connotation in your head. Instead of discipline being pain and something bad, you turn it into discipline means freedom. When I discipline myself to get out every day, even when I don't into my geographic farm area, I know that the results are going to show up without a doubt. I know it. All right. When I have to shoot videos, I point over here to my green screen in all direction. When I go and I shoot the videos, I'm like, I don't want to shoot 2 or 3 more videos today, but I do it because it's discipline that gets it done. But then I get results. I get people who call me for listing presentations off what I put out there. All right. So remember, change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change the thought of, and do that pattern interrupt. Discipline equals freedom, not pain. All right. Different way of looking at it, right? Once you become disciplined and you master that, and I'm not even kidding you on this, life lesson number 6, you become unstoppable with discipline. Okay. All right. Life lesson number 7, failure. Let's talk a little bit about failure. Nobody likes to fail. Nobody likes to fail. And yet, failure is good. Okay? Failure is good. Look, remember? Here it is, right here. It's underneath the water to get to success. So it's no surprise that people are afraid of failure. The thing is, again, change the way you look at things, because here you go. When you put forth massive effort, when you take enough risks, guess what? You're going to fail. I'm going to fail. At some point, it happens. But what I want you to change that word failure and flip it. Flip it on its head to a learning experience. Because I can guarantee you, if you go out and try it this week. Think of some people who have what you want, what you're trying to attain, which are some of the people you should be hanging around with, by the way, and ask them, hey, what are some of the biggest failures you've experienced, yet you used it as a stepping stone to get to where you want to be, right? That's what it is. Failures are stepping stones to get us to where we want to be, because that means we're taking enough risks, we're pushing through, we're trying new things, and not everything's going to work. A lot of them will, though. A lot of them will. And that's what I'm trying to impress upon you and jump through the screen and get to you and really, have you know that, look, don't look at it like that. Hey, we all fail. Again, you are not alone. One of the great things about this Agent Power Huddle, by the way, is pretty much everybody on here, all of us agents, brokers, we're boots on ground. We're doing it every day with you. All right. We're out there in the trenches. We are experiencing the market shifts. We're handling the NAR settlement with you. We're doing all these things together, aren't we? And that's the beauty of what I love about Agent Power Huddles, because, I learn things from everybody else all the time too. And it's like, hey, lock arms, everybody. We're doing this together. Keep that mindset. And that's why I'm encouraging you to go back and listen to these other episodes. When I'm out in my farm areas, by the way, I used to leverage out and hire somebody to do that walking for me. But I'm going to tell you now, you don't have to do it. But if you're geographic farming at all, I love getting out in the neighborhoods. Why? Well, great exercise. It helps me keep my finger on the pulse of the neighborhood. Sure, I can do more higher dollar per hour things, but for me, it's connecting me with my geographic farm in a way. And it's also getting me outside, the fresh air, the walking. And guess what I have in my ear pods while I'm walking? Agent Power Huddle. One of the episodes I'm listening to as I'm walking between 5 and 9 miles in a day. It's been fabulous. So again, I'm just encouraging you to take these things. I kind of get a little off topic here, but we were on failure. But failure is good in the sense that, like I said, taking those risks. You want to learn more about farm areas? I should probably do a whole episode just on that. Number 8. We have about 9 minutes left. Number 8 on your life lessons is don't give yourself excuses. All right, let's just stop. Stop with these excuses. They're so easy to make up. Excuses, listen, you can have reasons or results. We cannot have both. If you met with somebody, or I'm sure you've got people in your life, or you've met with somebody, or you heard them, and I hope it's not you, because you probably wouldn't be on this Agent Power Huddle if this was you, but people that come up with excuse after excuse of why something's not going to work, they just ingrained it. They hold that so strong to them that, you know what, at some point you're like, okay, you can own your excuses, but you're not going to get where you want to go. All right, so stop. And by the way, I'm very direct. Well, I just taught the diff class last week. Okay, here you go. There's my disc. A 99D, 99I. I'm a very direct person. And when it comes down, I try to wrap a warm blanket around some of the directness so it's not harsh. But at the same time, sometimes you got to say what people need to hear, not what they want to hear. And that's where the problem lies. Too many people throw softeners in. Well, it's okay. You can go ahead and start next week. Oh, have you missed a day of your lead generation, whatever it is, if it's calling or video or farming, whatever. It's okay. You can double up the next day. These softeners are not helping you. Somebody, get that out of your head and stop making up the excuses. All right? Just stop making up the excuses. The more excuses that you give in the voices in your head, these limiting beliefs will start to creep in, and you get out of that and get those blinders back on again. Right? So that's life lesson number 8. Life lesson number 9. I love this one. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Surround yourself. Listen, family and friends, by the way, your family and your friends can be the greatest influences of your life. Okay? However, it could also go the other direction. It depends on where their mindsets are. It literally does. Those people, you can love them, but they may either empower you or they may disempower you. You get what I'm trying to say there? So be real careful on protecting that mindset and being around the people that are going to support your growth, support your mindset, support your decisions, right? That's what you really need. And just pay attention to that. Who are the people that you're with all the time? They say you become like the 5 people that you hang around with most of all. So who are you hanging around with? Right? Find that tribe and be with them. And it doesn't mean you can't be nice to other people. Of course you can. But you don't need to spend your time there. All right. Spend your time with the people that are going to feed your energy, that you're able to feed back as well, and they accept your what you're sharing, and it's a back and forth growth opportunity to be around that kind of a tribe. What does that look like? All right, I'm going to go through this. We have about 6 more minutes left. I'll get through 9 and 10, but some people don't even know what that means. Find your tribe. Find a growth environment. What the heck does that mean? Well, let me tell you. A growth environment means there's other people that you're in your circle that are ahead of you. They're actually doing better than you, okay? That's okay. All right? And you know what? You're going to be doing better than some of the people in your group as well, because you're going to teach them and you're going to learn from those who are ahead of you. But remember that you want to be in an environment that people are doing more than you so that you can learn from them as well. And by the way, they're going to continually push you. They're going to continually challenge you to do better. That's the environment you want to be in. You want to be challenged always to go to another, to get better. when I was consulting with my husband's team last week, I said, you're all at a certain pay rate, and he has a tiered system that, hey, the more you learn and the more you grow, your pay is going to go up sequentially with that. I said, you should be uncomfortable with where you're at right now. Well, uncomfortable. And I'm going to say that to all of you too. Be a little bit uncomfortable. Celebrate your successes. Don't get negative on it, but be a little uncomfortable, because that means you're pushing yourself and challenging yourself to go to another level, to do a little bit more. Okay. The people in your environment, well, they're also focusing forward. We don't live life looking in a rearview mirror. You can't, right? You can learn from the past and take those experiences and push forward with them, but keep driving forward. So the focus is forward. That makes sense? That's your growth environment. All right. They're getting you out of your comfort zone. That's your growth environment. They're saying, you know what? You need to do X many more videos. You need to actually, make more calls. You need to talk to more people. This is what you need to do. Do it. Listen. Okay. Listen and take that advice. All right. You understand in your group that we all understand that failure is not your enemy. Failure means you're taking risks. So if you're in a growth environment, we all get that. So when you fail, they're going to be there to help pick you back up, help you learn the lesson of why that took place, and help move you forward. All right. They desire change. Everybody in your group is desiring change. They're desiring growth. And by the way, the growth model, if you're in a good group, a good growth environment of people, it's expected. You have standards and expectations of everybody around you. Standards and expectations. And because this is so fresh, which is why I've got the disc next to me, as I was consulting with my husband's company, I said, listen, his company's called MVP, right? MVP. And I said to the whole tribe there, I said, listen, what's MVP mean to you? It's a standard and expectation that when somebody hires MVP, there's already in their mind a standard and expectation, because we've been ingrained to know most valuable player, most valuable person, right? MVP means something. And when I said that, you could see with everybody in his organization, a shift in perspective, a shift in mindset. That's the growth environment I'm talking about. Are you in one of them? If you're not, there's where you're going to take away today. You're going to find that. You start to look for people, you can connect with me and I'll connect you to people too. That's one of the wonderful things about this Agent Power Huddle. It's this growth environment I'm talking about. All right. Like I said, I could spend hours upon hours just chit-chatting with you, because I just love doing this and pouring into you. And I hope that shows up in these Agent Power Huddles. But last life lesson number 10, don't wait. Don't wait for anything. You're wasting time. Don't wait for it. There's a saying that said, good things come to those who wait. Okay, I'm going to call BS on that. No, you need perseverance. Don't mistake the two. But great things come to those people who actually prepare, that get out in the world, that go, that take massive, not just massive action, massive purposeful action. You have a purpose of what you're doing. Get an end result. Right? Tony Robbins teaches this in his courses as well. And I've used it, God, for years, and I still use it today. And we're going to wrap up with this, the RPM method, the results, the purpose, and the massive action. Results. What result are you trying to get? Where are you going? Why do you, number 2, purpose. Why do you want that result? You've got to know the why behind it, because that's what's going to give you the perseverance to get up every day and do it. Right? And then what is your massive action plan to get there? What are you going to do to get there? Great advice here in life lesson number 10. I'm encouraging you all to listen in again and again on this Agent Power Huddle. Listen in on this episode, because these 10 life lessons, honest to God, will actually, as I said in the very beginning, 10 powerful life lessons that are going to elevate your life. 100%. All right. Understand, and we're going to wrap up right now. Opportunity is all around us. You have to see it, and you have to look at my hand if you're watching me. Preparation meets opportunity. You've got to be prepared when that opportunity shows up. You are prepared to take action on it. So always make sure yourself, you are prepared and ready to go. All right. When that call came in this morning, talking to them right after this call, I'm already prepared with my listing presentation to be able to get out there and make it happen. All right. All right. I hope you enjoyed this. We're at the end of our half hour. I hope you really enjoyed this today. And I really hope that you go out with high energy, with, motivation and with perseverance to carry on this week and to get some massive, wonderful results. And, have a great week, everybody. I'll just, here we go. We're at the end already of our Agent Power Huddle Mindset Monday. Have a great week. Great seeing y'all.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.